All right, well mentality. Good afternoon, Wells. Here with Manny Rodriguez.
What's up?
Got Shalimar and Joy. Hey, look.
Always ready.
Always ready.
What happened, Joy? You don't like the intro?
I love you, Manny.
Joy fell apart immediately.
Yeah, she's done.
Hey, she's done.
Can we take us off because I'm gonna look at myself instead?
Why? No,
No, we can't.
No.
You're getting
That's
watched.
what we're rolling.
That's what it is.
All right.
That's
Well,
what it
look
is.
at someone else.
Hey, and that's why Manny's a well.
Yeah.
Hey, so look.
Right away.
Hey, so we're here.
What's up?
Manny, look.
Yeah, talk to me.
Tell me about how you got here.
How did I get where?
Where the hell are you?
So yeah.
Where I'm at now, like
Here
at
we
41?
are today. Manny
Yeah.
Rodriguez. He has Baker's Bodega.
Yeah, Baker's Bodega Express.
What is Baker's Bodega?
Baker's Bodega Express is a retail store for baking and cake decorating aficionados.
Is it like the Buddy's Cake Shop type shit?
No, Buddy's Cake Shop is actually a bakery.
Okay.
So we would sell to Buddy's Cake Shop.
Gotcha.
That's our job. That's what we
You're
do.
like
Yeah.
wholesale, commercial,
Wholesale
and,
and
small.
retail,
Got
yeah.
you.
All products.
All products.
So,
There you go.
Flour,
you're the
shortening,
real dough
sugar.
boy.
Dope boy. There you go.
Yeah. But bakers make dough.
Yes. Bakers
right?
make dough.
Yeah,
Hey, just
And I
matter
just
of
supply
fact.
them. I supply them so they can make more dough. That's the whole point.
Why did you choose retail and supply versus actually trying to open something, or was that just not even in your?
That was never in my thoughts. It was always about owning a business, but not necessarily one where I made bread.
Yeah.
Right, and it didn't necessarily have to be with baking,
Right.
but because I grew up in a family that was all business,
Yep.
that's what I wanted to do.
You
I
lying.
remember-
You lying. I think you watched Baby Boy, and when he said, "Do
What
you
the hell
want
is
to
that?
be
What the hell is
when you
Baby
want to
Boy?
be a buyer
Wrong
or a
audience.
seller?" I mean, it could be the
His
same
idea, what he's
audience.
talking
You know what I
about.
mean? Like, I just
Look at his
think- I
face,
just
Manny
think
has no idea what you're talking
What
about.
is Baby Boy?
Baby Boy is like one of those old
It's a
school.
movie.
I think I probably saw it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Hey.
And a part of
It's a
it,
very-
man.
Who was in it? Tell me
it's
who's in
very
it.
Tyrese.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw
it's
it.
very clear. Go. Do you want to be a buyer or
do
a
both.
seller?
I do both.
And I mean, I think you're more of a seller.
Yeah, I'm definitely the salesperson
There
in,
we go.
in,
That's
in
right.
the business. But the truth of the matter is that all business is sales.
There you go.
The-
All businesses sell.
All business is sales. There's nothing more than sales. There is the admin and the operating part of a business, but it's all to support sales.
Exactly.
It's
That's
an
it.
exchange. Hey, I got a product or I got a service that I can offer you, and you pay me for it, and
Yep.
then that's it.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
It's
it.
simple. It's real simple. Business is real simple.
So
you know why I
why did
learned
you
that?
decide on baking products though? Because in that theory, you could have sold clothes. You could have.
Yeah, I could have sold anything.
anything. So what made
Because
you
of the
say this is what it
opportunity that I was handed
was? Okay.
from my family.
So now, so you mentioned that your family was in business.
Yeah.
Were they specifically in the same entity, or were you taking tools that you saw from them running their businesses?
They did
and
a little
apply-
bit more than just baking.
Okay.
So it wasn't just baking. It was also, I don't know how, it's like grocery products.
Okay.
Where you from,
Okay.
Manny?
I'm from San Diego.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
checking.
I'm from Diego. I grew up in San Isidro, which is the border city.
What high school did you go to,
I went to
man?
Marian Catholic
Marian
High
Catholic,
School.
there you go.
So class of '99.
Producing all kinds of
Back-to-back state champs, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, back-to-back state champs.
There you go.
D17 school. Go,
Yeah,
keep
we
going.
were the
How many
first.
championships did you get, Shalimar?
None.
There you go.
That's sad.
It's all right.
There we
You'll
go.
never know what it
Right.
feels like.
Exactly. I know your lane.
That's
next
sad.
question.
That's sad.
Yeah. So we love what you're saying, and
So it really came from family.
for family. Okay.
Like I was educated and brought up in a family that did nothing but business.
Yep.
And so I remember being, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 years old and walking through my grandparents' my family's warehouse where we sold stuff, and I was like, man, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's always been
Like,
retail.
and I mean, not necessarily retail, but I just wanted to own a business. I wanted to walk in somewhere that was
Gotcha.
mine,
Yeah.
and just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it just felt like right.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I
get
was supposed
that.
to
I
do.
always wanted to own my own business. When I
Yeah.
was young, I wanted to own a strip club
Did-
because
did-
I heard that they had to pay you. I'm just saying, when I thought about
That's
business
not a bad
and money,
business.
I
Right,
thought,
it does.
You're offering a
wow,
service.
like my
Yeah.
employees have to pay me. That's amazing. Granted, I got older and there's all the moral issues with it, but at the
Forget the
time,
moral issues.
at
It's
the
not that
time,
bad.
the
We're
fact
over it.
that
Everybody's
my
over
employees
it.
had to pay me was really a selling point.
You had a question.
So yeah, what was one of the first ventures you jumped into, Manny? Like, was it straight into baking?
No.
Was
The,
it?
the first venture that I actually consider a business was selling Cutco knives.
Cutco knives.
I did Cutco cutlery, baby.
And
I got excited.
and that's why we're the salespeople.
Hey, you said early.
I did it right away. I
And that's why
really
we're
did.
the salespeople.
Actually,
okay.
and I was one of the few people, and this is weird. I was still collecting checks when I was back in college at New Mexico State.
Yeah.
Because I would come home on vacation and I would sell Cutco cutlery.
Yeah.
And I went back to college and I had the full set, and everyone's like, "Man, those are good knives. Don't
Oh,
trip.
they're great knives.
Cutco cutlery. You need something, I can get you some. And don't even trip. You can't afford them. Just buy one." I would sell it like that.
I know
right
which
away.
one you sold too. I know which one you sold too.
Man, the spatula spreader. That's the only one. A
Oh,
college
that's the one you
kid
sold?
needs.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
right
a good
away.
one, that's a good
I'm
one.
telling you.
I thought it was the other one. The
serrated, the double serrated, double D edge. I'll
Double
tell
edge,
you right
yeah.
now. That's when you cut the rope with. I'll tell you, I'm right away.
That was
I would,
legit, that was
hey,
legit, that was
I would
legit.
make the world cheapest wine opener with the penny and my scissors when I would cut it into the cork. And I would bring a bottle of wine at 18 years old. I don't even know how the hell I got the bottle of wine.
Remember, we used to ask people to tape a penny to the refrigerator so that they could remember that we were going to be. We had an appointment with.
We
them.
had an appointment with them.
Wow,
And I'd
that's a
take the
stat
penny
line.
off. Oh, and you would sell.
For real, Leon?
Hey,
For
but
real.
see, that's
It
sales
stuck
though.
with me. It stuck
That's
with me.
sales.
So where I started my business was
Yeah.
in Cutco knives, and that taught me that's what business was.
Yeah, that's
Not even
really
my
cool.
family.
Yeah.
My family, I knew that I had to go in there. I was 12 years old. I was doing inventory.
Right.
Where you're counting products
Exactly.
and then you're entering them
Yep.
into the system. I was doing that at 12 years
Yep.
old. Right.
Yep.
I always missed summer practices.
Yeah, I
and
remember
spring
that. Yeah,
practices
you
'cause I
always
was
working. Always.
I was working with my family.
Exactly.
Right. And then I would come in and they always had a new guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
First it was Yayo, then it was Rocky,
That's
then
right,
it was
that's right.
someone else. I'm like, dude, these fools, they got nothing on me.
That's it. That's it. You just had to beat him out. You know,
Yeah, I
so
just
I'll
gotta
take
beat
a
him
couple
out.
weeks.
But I was pissed my senior year though, for real. Because they moved me to corner. I was like, what am I gonna do over there?
Yeah.
I'm on the island. Nah,
Nah, you
I
bought
gotta
out.
make my way over there.
But no, so yeah, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. So back office, I call it inventory semi back office
Yeah.
because it's not right at the sell point, but it's damn critical.
It's
Learning
critical,
the floor,
yeah.
learning
yeah.
the floor.
You learn
Very
the floor,
important
right.
parts of business.
Yep, yep.
But it's not the business.
because you have
Yeah.
to know how to manage all the different pieces if you're truly going to be
Yeah.
an owner.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're going to delegate and you're going to get professionals, but you need to at least know what it is that you're looking for in these professionals or what it
Yeah.
is that you're looking for in these departments.
So at first you hire people that are not really professionals, just employees.
Yeah.
But then you find yourself that you don't have any time for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you start to create these
Yes.
functions
Yeah.
for people, and then you find professionals to do those things for you.
Yep.
And then you just got to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
It's the most
Exactly.
important part.
That's it.
It's holding them
And give
accountable.
them what they need to
what
be.
you're saying?
And give them what they need to be
it's not-
successful.
Oh, you
Leon
got to
has
give
a-
them the tools.
Leon has a saying, it's not what you
It's not what you expect; it's what you inspect. And the comment is that like on that accountability, like they tell you I'll be here at 8, but you got to make sure they're at 8.
Yes.
And then if they're at 8:05, I let them know. 8 is 8.
8 is 8.
8 is 8. That's
Yeah.
all.
Or you got a 3-minute window.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And that's
they,
okay.
they know what
They know what it is. Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you don't
But if
check
it's over,
and you
you
don't
gotta
say
check.
anything,
Exactly, that's right.
then they're going to get used
Exactly,
to it. And
that's
now
right.
that 8:05 turns to 8:10.
Exactly.
Now it's 8:15, and the
Yep.
nature of humans is to continue to push
That's right.
that boundary.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they will push you all
They'll
the way.
push
through.
you
all the way.
I'm sure like
Exactly.
kids. I don't have
Exactly.
kids, but I'm positive
Yes.
that's what it is.
Spot on.
You were a kid. You know.
I was a kid once.
I knew you when you were a kid. You definitely know what it is to push the boundary.
That's messed up. What do you know, Joy? What do you know, Joy?
Hey, with that said right there, what are
Yeah.
some of the boundaries you push in this profession?
There you go.
Boundaries I push in this profession.
Or are you
Help me
willing
understand
to?
the question.
I think I can give you one
Yeah.
that I can already tell you.
Wait, are you gonna tell them the boundary that he pushed, or
I am.
example?
I am. So as
I've
an
seen
example,
some, but keep on going, Joy.
I'm going to tell you, as your example, one boundary is that you have this podcast studio.
Oh, I see.
So you're not
asking me how
not
far am I
just
taking this?
retail.
How far am I
Yeah,
taking this?
exactly.
Oh, I
What
got
are
you.
you didn't
I
just
got you.
stop at selling
Right.
bakery
Oh,
products.
okay. So the cake decorating supply store that I have, it's not the only business that I have, but the cake decorating supply store that I have is probably the best baking supply store that you'll find in the country.
Okay.
Okay, so
Explain.
Why?
because of all the products of the product selection that we offer, the marketing that we do, the training that we have for our employees, and my next level or pushing the boundary farther is to open it up for other people to also be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on now is,
Yep.
okay, we've got this great machine, this great marketing
Yeah.
machine, right? I've got a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I've got a clear calendar,
Right.
a marketing calendar. I've got decorators that create content.
Yep.
And we've got people who are posting it. So we've got a good
and that's a whole
core.
nother revenue, right? Like
Yeah, that's
just
a whole
even
nother revenue.
that teaching of decorating,
Right.
and pushing that out into social media, that creates you a whole nother revenue.
Yeah, but how easy is it to, if somebody else opens a store,
Yeah.
you're not creating any more content. You're not doing any more marketing.
Right.
You're
Yes.
just
You're working.
you're just
Brick and
sending it
mortar.
Yeah.
somewhere
to them
else.
and letting
Yeah.
them
right?
do it.
And each individual store has its own market. So one
Gotcha.
of the craziest things that I learned about my business is that it's actually really local. Even though we pull in people from a lot of different
Yeah.
areas, I've seen that the numbers in my store are from the city that we're in,
Yeah.
Baldwin Park.
Exactly. So,
You know,
people are buying around you.
People that are in our vicinity are the ones that are buying.
But if you think about it from a consumer's perspective, as you know, a mom and a wife and a woman,
Yeah.
I'm out there shopping a lot, not to be stereotypical in any way, but I'm trying to go where I can get my product that's closest to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially in a market like LA. Like I'm trying to avoid, right?
Yeah,
That's
and
why-
Yeah, you don't
every
wanna
bakery
drive.
around you
You
rather
don't
than
wanna
pick
drive.
up from you
Exactly.
versus
So
them
but
going.
being the best in my vicinity,
Yeah.
when you have a saturated market like LA, which is saturated
Yeah.
probably everything.
So there's like of some of the things that are done, like there's like 17 or 18 cake decorating supply stores within the LA region that I've done the math on.
Yeah.
And none of them do it the way we do. I saw one that was
Gotcha.
close. That
They're
I
on your
you know I
tail?
respect that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
retail,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh man, they do a good job. I can really see that this is a good company.
Yeah.
But they don't quite do it like us.
Yeah.
Right. But I can tell you that shit, I lost my train of thought.
But are they pushing you to keep going though?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Do you see them
No,
and
no,
you kind of
you
like,
know what I'm
damn,
doing
now I
now?
got to do something else.
Now
like,
what
to
I'm
make
doing
sure I'm.
is instead of waiting to build my own franchise or
Right.
build my own stores, I've actually now started to go out to them and started to push product through them.
Oh, that's smart.
So,
Yeah.
so engagement with a partner, but that's key.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to compete with everybody.
No,
and
right.
especially if you see that, hey, look, they're aligned with key core concepts. Like you said, whatever
Yeah.
sparkled your eye
Yeah.
that they're doing.
They're doing something well. So I was like, you know what? I can sell you stuff, and I can help you promote this, even though you're not part of my
Like my business.
business.
Right.
But you can help push my product.
Well, see,
Exactly.
and that's really what we're all about too. When you talk about the education, the experience, and the engagement.
Yeah.
So it's like you had the education already through your business practice,
Right.
Then the experience of going out there and making your sales, and then now engaging now with the other community members to
Yeah.
bring them along.
Yep.
Maybe not to quite where you are yet, but with the future of looking towards those goals.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly
The more they sell, the more successful they are, the more successful I'm
Exactly.
going to be.
100%.
And I want them to be successful.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a name.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
that I really protect the product.
Yeah.
So
Protect your
what I did
quality.
was we
It's the
branded
quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
we branded the product.
Yeah.
So that's what we're pushing.
That's what
it's
you're
the
pushing.
brand of the product.
Yeah.
So that even if they found another product similar,
It wouldn't be.
it
It's not
wouldn't
the
be
same
as
brand.
successful
Yeah.
because it's not the
Right.
same brand. They're not pushing it
Exactly.
as hard. Nobody's got marketing behind the product. I think that's pushing the boundary.
Yep. No, that's good. That's good.
That's pushing the boundary.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's how you stay growing and evolving. Like they say, if you're not going forward, you're going back, type thing.
Yeah.
Your competition's never sleeping. The times are never changing. And so, folks that say, yeah, well, we didn't do that before. Okay, I'm not saying necessarily that you have to throw all of your core items behind.
Yeah.
But there's little tweaks.
Yeah.
That always need to take place, and that's that continuous education and experience. And you're seeing what's changing, what trends are adjusting.
Yeah.
And then you can adjust with that. And so you say, look, I know that there's a market for folks that want to learn how to bake.
Yeah.
Or folks that want to see
Decorate.
how
Start
can
a business.
exactly
Start a business. There you go.
Let's start a business.
A lot of people don't know how to start.
They don't know how to
They don't even
start.
know where to start.
So they didn't want to go after they want to learn.
So
What-
perfect, because that was my next question,
okay.
and you led right into it.
Yeah.
What would your advice be for those people? So when you have this
Before
person out
before
there,
that, let's hold that one really fast. What were some of your fears prior to jumping out there?
Some of the fears. I mean, could I really do it on my own?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just went for it with
Yeah.
2 feet in, and I still have fears. Like,
Yeah.
are we gonna have enough sales? Are we gonna bring in enough people? But the fear drives me
Yeah.
to continually get better.
Yeah.
Right? I don't let the fear stop me or paralyze me, because that does happen.
Yep.
Like as a business owner, I can be really honest and say some days or some weeks I just want to stay home,
Yeah.
and I can't deal.
Yeah.
And that's difficult because I watch documentaries like I was watching Legacy, where Kobe's just a freak,
Yeah.
right? But I'm not that freak.
Yeah.
I can't be. I want to be.
Yeah.
I aspire to be. I want to wake up at 4 in the morning and get my training in.
I've tried it.
And then come home and then do the training again, and then come home and then do the training again. I want to. I swear, I really want to. I'm not built that way.
So this is what we were talking about earlier today. Is you don't really have to be though. Like it's all about what's your passion and for you, right? You can be a hard worker, and not grind yourself to death. Like those are not synonymous. I know it's hard. Like the concept is hard, and it's literally we were talking about. If Kobe was somebody who genuinely he woke up in the morning and that's what his heart desired.
Exactly. That's what he wanted to be.
His life. That was what he wanted.
That's
to
it.
do.
That's all he wanted.
That was all he wanted. That was his everyday goal.
But to have that and to be able to harness it and freaking do it.
Yeah.
I know how difficult it is.
I'm
telling you, there are days where I do something.
That's why it takes a person. That's why it takes a specific type of person to be able to do it. It takes a different type of person,
and I'm not that person.
You don't have to.
So that kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Because I think that you need to be that person to be successful.
You don't. You don't have to be
hardworking. You have to be hardworking
and get at your craft.
Yes, and be willing to make mistakes and be willing to get back up
and fall forward.
Keep going.
I'm willing to do that all the time.
Exactly.
That's all it really is. You don't have to sacrifice. I was reading something the other day on social media, and it was saying like nobody's allowed to have a hobby anymore. Everybody feels like if they have a hobby, it has to be monetized. Like what happened to the time when you could actually just enjoy something for the purity of enjoying it and not having to think of it in a financial point, right? Because at some point in time, people did that.
Yeah.
But now because of the consumer world we live in and we all want to be successful and we all want to make money, but I'm always the one that's like, okay, but that make sure it's in line with what you really want. If you don't truly need the 20-bedroom home that's going to cost you $7 million, then maybe you don't actually need to grind yourself to death and you can still have a hobby and take that vacation with your family. Like that's okay. This idea that we have nowadays, and that's why so many teenage kids have this like anxiety that they're not going to make it because they're on social media and they see millionaire 17-year-olds and it's like, oh my God, I'm not a famous artist at 16, 17 years old.
Right.
I'm just like, it's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember that anxiety as a teenager, even for our generation.
Yeah. Exactly.
I remember that anxiety. What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, even college was like, you don't really know what you're going to study.
Exactly.
You're confused. You're young, but there's those people that they know.
Exactly.
And that's
and
weird.
you're looking at them like I had friends like
Leon was one of them. Like 100. Like Leon was one of them. Like
because ever since Leon passed on a football scholarship to a prestigious college because he
Which
knew.
one?
Well, so Harvard offered me.
Harvard.
Well, and theirs was an academic, but it was like everything about $1,500. But their attitude was wrong.
There was two reasons that he passed. I remember this. It was because their attitude was wrong when they came in his home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because they actually weren't the best engineering school in the country, and New Mexico State was a better.
New Mexico was better.
Really?
Yeah, they're fifth in the nation at the time.
So think about that mentality. He was focused enough at 18. Actually, we were 17.
No,
when you
to
took
turn
that
down
scholarship.
Harvard.
He was
and
17
say there's a better
years old when he
engineering
turned
school.
that because he knew he wanted to be an engineer.
All right,
And
so we're seeing the presence of greatness.
That's the pattern right there. Yeah, and
we're sitting in the presence of greatness.
And when we talk about it, it's like when we've known people in our group and we've looked at it because, when we all played college football and we looked at it when Leon, well, Joy, you got college football mentality because you're willing to go to war with anybody.
Always.
Her husband played,
with that said, we got a college warrior himself. But Leon, unfortunately was,
Unfortunately or
stopped playing.
fortunately?
No, unfortunately.
But no, you're right. That's a good point right there.
I take it back.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
I say fortunately had the opportunity to go in a different direction when we are all staying playing college football.
Yeah.
And that's a great look of putting at it. Thank you. And I say that because when he never stopped stride.
Right.
And that was inspirational to all of us to see someone experience adversity and turn it into character.
You know why though?
but never. Yeah, I know why. We're Southeast.
No,
Southeast.
And that's just,
that's actually not why. It's because Leon didn't go to college thinking he was going to the NFL. I had these conversations with him in high school. But you're not listening to what I'm saying. Leon knew college was a vehicle to get him to engineering. So even when he couldn't play and he got hurt, it didn't matter.
Joy, I think a lot of us from the community at the time.
Leon's here. Leon's here. No, but
I'm just saying.
Leon, I can cover you, Leon.
Am I wrong?
You were going NFL, Leon. I cover you.
But you're pretty damn good. No,
But when he got hurt in college, I had this conversation
That's
with
a
him.
broken leg,
but that's it. And what I would say is even then, while I knew, my shins what gave I stress fractures.
He was weak.
Oh, yeah, for high rigid arc in my foot.
Okay, I got your back today.
So,
but I digress.
No, but that was it. It was always it's not the end game.
No.
So I loved it. Believe me, like that was a big thing. Like you come out of high school, you get a Division I football scholarship.
Yeah.
Like that's what you know. You play, but you still know it's not the end game.
Yeah, not everybody knows, Leon.
Yeah.
And not everybody knows.
That's the thing.
That's
That's
the problem.
fair.
Is there's a lot of people that do it, and that is they don't make their coaches give them engineering classes.
Yeah.
They all do communications and journalism because it's easier, and
It's
they're
easier.
so focused on the game. Yeah. That when 95% of them don't make it, they don't know what to do.
No, and that's fair. And you bring up a good, that there's a lot of folks, and you see that, but I think that's the point.
I think we went to a university where we were blessed, though. We had 97% of our class graduate. So
and that's way better than national averages, and they're still good. And I say still one of the better ones. So to your point. And even in high school, I'll say the same thing. Like our high school, while they were good in sports, it was very like college preparatory. Like it was really like they were about getting you better in life and everything else.
Yeah, they were. And I didn't realize it then.
No,
but in hindsight, looking at how most of our class is doing,
and our teachers,
how
they were with us,
exactly.
They were awesome.
We fared pretty well. Even though we were not nice,
our class,
we were not
even
easy.
though we were a disaster,
we were not easy.
in high school. I mean, if you go down the line,
we're doing pretty damn well.
We're doing pretty damn well.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've looked at it.
Exactly.
As if we've had these. Yes. Like damn, we turned out all right.
All 19 of you guys, right?
Yeah, it was kind of small school. But that's all right.
What high school did you go to?
Keep that percentage up.
I went to another small school. I went to SCPA down in Paradise.
It was like
San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts.
They play. They were feeder score in Morris.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
But
that's what you really wanted to know.
But
I rep my high school, huh?
That's it. You said it right. But that is the key of what I said when we talk about Whayle mentality. It's about that. Not only do I find things that look appeasing. So for you, like you said, you saw your parents working in business. You knew then you wanted to own a business. You were seeing the inner workings when you were doing inventory at 12.
Yeah.
But then even now at 41 years old, you're saying, look, there's items out there that still say, I can get better at that. I can tweak. I can push that boundary, and I can adjust it, and it gives you a better product. You don't throw it what you did learn away, but but with that, you also build on that. Hey, look, I learned this new skill set. I learned this new offering. Right. I understood what my community wanted, and we implemented.
And that's really what the Whayle mentality is all about. It's focusing on your community. Right. Everyone has a community, and if it's either a community of sellers or a community of bakers or a community of being online and watching it, what's the niche? Where's the community? And focus, what does my community want? Yeah. Not what do I want to give my community?
Right.
Because that's what a lot of people.
That's where you get lost.
That's where you get lost.
Yeah.
And mostly being engaged with your community.
Right.
And that's where you find the findings.
And I'd like to go back to sales. Right?
Sales.
Yeah. Because that's what it comes back to, right? You give the people what they want.
Exactly.
Not what you want to give them.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's my question.
But sales is okay. Keep on going. Go. I want
well, no, I was just saying because I am somebody, and we've talked about this. I am not innately good at sales. Physically, my first.
Wait. First of all, can you define sales as well? I want you to define sales. Why are you talking about?
My definitions of sales is convincing some, and I know you guys are going to say this is not it, but this is what the world definition typically is. It's convincing somebody to purchase something whether they want it or not.
Now, that's a good perspective.
So let me tell you
that's
my
a good
experience.
Perspective because I think that's like 98% of the perspective.
That's a lot of it, and that's what I've been a server, I've been a bartender. Like that's what they tell you. You got to upsell. I'm somebody who doesn't like to be upsold, so there's probably a lot of there's some personal in there. But I got a telemarketing job to save money for New York when I was in college, and 15 minutes into it, they handed me a stack of papers. and every paper had notes on it that said that these people had already declined this product.
Yeah.
And the job was, if you can get them to buy, then we'll give you our better leads, right? Because then we know you can sell these better leads.
Sure.
When I say my anxiety was through my chest, I pretended. I'm a grown ass woman. Every time that man walked, I picked up my phone and pretended like I was calling somebody. 15 minutes in, I raised my hand and asked if I could go to the bathroom like I was a child, and I ran to my car and drove away.
Yeah, but see, but you're defining sales as a financial transaction in this case,
Right.
But it's
It doesn't
bigger
have
than
to
that.
be.
It doesn't have to be.
No.
I'm just saying, a lot of people
to
do
me,
that.
I would have
sales-
took that
yeah.
as bring it.
Bring, yeah.
You know,
But
somebody like me.
that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm saying. I'm not that. I don't see that where
Yeah,
this
but-
person has already
yeah.
said
But-
no 5 times and Phil, bring it.
But
I don't
Joy,
feel that way.
but you're
so,
selling
No,
other
I get
ways.
you, I get
You
you.
sell other ways.
I do sell other ways, but
Exactly.
we're talking about in particular like Shalimar
right.
Yep.
just said.
I understand what Joy
don't
was saying.
feel that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
He
So-
sees it as a challenge.
He
Yeah.
sees it
Right,
as
like,
a challenge.
there's a
I
mark,
see it as a nuisance.
I'ma get it.
Yeah.
I see it as
Right.
a nuisance.
Yeah.
I see it as this person is let this person have their day and leave
I'm
them
going to
the
be
hell
honest with you,
alone.
Joy. It's your perspective.
It is
100%.
So what do
Your
you tell
perspective. That's it. That's
somebody
the reality
who
is.
wants to be successful in business?
I
Go ahead.
think
You have
sales-
to adjust their perspective.
I think
to-
sales is all about relationship.
a lot.
Okay.
And I think you
It
have
is.
to, and we talked about it before
Yeah,
in our
you
last
change your
podcast,
perspective.
is that you need to connect before you correct. And a lot of
Yeah.
people jump out to sales and they don't want to connect. A lot of people,
Yeah.
and that's okay
So what
because
are you
sometimes
correcting me on if it's
sometimes,
bullshit?
Wait.
sometimes I can tell
Wait.
you why you need that bullshit
Exactly.
in your life.
People bought a lot of
You
pet
know, and
rocks.
I can tell you why.
People bought a
Yeah.
lot of
That
pet
doesn't
or
make it
chia
smart.
pet.
or chia
different
pet. Yeah,
things, like-
exactly.
That doesn't make it smart just because
I'm not-
They thought
But
they
that's
needed
not
it.
what I'm telling you. I'm not selling brilliance.
Hold on. It's because Joy's a different type of salesperson.
She is a different type. Keep it
I
going,
am.
Manny.
I'm a different
Manny,
type.
keep on
You're a
going.
different type of salesperson. You want to help people.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So
That
then what
is
you
my
got to
sole
do
purpose.
is you've got to find that perspective of how that whatever you're selling is helping people. And then it's not just helping, you're educating, right?
Exactly.
So it becomes a different thing. You're
Exactly.
just
But
not pushing
then I
something.
have to truly feel what
That's
I'm
right.
saying,
No, you
But
do.
that's why I
that's
said-
important.
That's part of
You
it.
have to
I have
find
to feel it.
You have to
I
find that
truly believe
service
it's
or
good
that
for you.
product that you think is really going to help someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you go.
Exactly.
Right?
So-
But like for example, with the girls at the store, right? I tell them you got to upsell what you're talking about,
Yes.
right? But I don't tell them just upsell some particular item. I say, hey, you got to get to know your customer. Which
Exactly.
You're talking about
That's the other
relationship,
report. Yeah.
right? And how do you get to know your customer? They've got a cart.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
got products.
Yeah.
Once you
at
look at those products, you know what they're doing.
it. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay? Ask them, hey, I see you're gonna make a cake, right? Because you know they're making a cake, right? You see it.
5 eggs.
What kind of cake is it? Who is it for? Blah 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 blah. Now, in those answers,
Yes.
you're gonna find
Yes.
Where
a
your upsell is
solution
at. Got
for
you.
them.
Yes.
Got you.
And
Not
then
your
listen.
upsell. Not your upsell.
It's a solution.
I got, but it
it's
is
a
an upsell.
solution.
But
for
it's a
them.
solution.
It
It's
is
more
an
than what
upsell.
they came in for. I'm not trying to trick
But
people.
you-
They
but
needed
you're
it.
trying to
though.
help
That's what it
them.
is. It's an
They
upsell.
needed it. They needed
I
it.
see you're
It
doing
does-
that.
That
Have you
doesn't matter.
considered
You need a
using
lot
this?
of things, and you can use a lot of things. That doesn't make it not an upsell.
It's gonna make your cake pop.
Yeah.
And you're
It's
gonna be able
make
to sell it
better.
for more.
Exactly.
You're gonna have a satisfied client.
I agree.
And I'm gonna have a satisfied
I
client.
agree.
Right?
It's still an upsell.
So that's a sale.
Yeah, it's a sale, but
it's a
you have to
different-
convince them first that they need it, and because otherwise it's an upsell is a mentality of
Yeah.
I didn't need it, and then I got it.
Right.
What you're saying is you build your rapport and investigate enough
relationship.
to now convince
You
them that
know what they need.
you know what they need. You're a professional.
They
You're
don't
talking
know
about-
they need it.
They don't know
but
yet.
You know they need
Exactly.
it. Right?
That's
And
sales.
it's gonna help
It's
them.
the same
So, Joy,
way Joy
Joy,
bought that hat when
Joy.
we were down
Exactly.
in Miami.
Miami.
But I
Joy,
bought
it's
that-
gonna help them.
I didn't buy that hat because of that woman. I bought
The
that
hat was
because
there.
I
She was
wanted
helping
that
her. She was
fucking
helping
hat.
Yeah, no,
No,
no.
I bought that hat
she
because
knew-
of the crystal. I sought her out.
Yeah,
I seen the man with the hat, and
She
I
knew you
said, "Where
needed
did
it.
you get your hat?"
She knew you
That's
needed
my
it.
whole point.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
are
What's the
you
point?
telling me
Joy
it's
missed my
upsell
whole
if
point.
I sought
No,
her out for the hat?
you missed what I'm saying.
I came in for a cake and got fucking cake. Nobody sold me anything extra. What are you talking about?
She's excited.
Because that's not an upsell.
You're right. Next question.
So,
That's how you handle that.
You
Hey,
win.
shout-
I've done that.
Yeah.
I hope my wife doesn't watch this because she's gonna be
you
like,
guys have all been married. I'm hoping you've all done that. But, so, Manny, what
Yeah.
would your advice be to somebody like me who wants to be an entrepreneur? Are you saying find your lane That's your lane. Like, just you have to find your lane and then just figure out how that works for you.
You have to turn your passion into profit.
I like that.
Exactly.
Okay. I saw that. I saw that.
No, but it was just spot.
No, but
because then it's not work.
It's not work.
What are you talking about? I'm doing my passion.
Yeah,
and there's different ways to do it.
Yeah, there's different ways to do
exactly.
it. And look, I'm not necessarily passionate about baking or anything, but I am passionate about helping these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I am passionate about business and growing it and making it better.
Exactly.
And finding different solutions to different operational things and different sales things. All that stuff. I'm passionate about it.
Right.
I want to solve problems.
Right.
Me too.
Which lead to other problems.
That's right. That's
but
right.
I solve them.
That's it.
It makes you feel good to solve a problem.
That's what I appreciate. The last part you said is making you feel good when we solve that problem.
I feel good.
Yeah.
That's it.
I solve a problem. I'm like, oh my god.
So
Got the solution.
So now building on Joy's question around from an advice perspective.
Yeah.
What, like, if you could pull some of the pieces of advice that you received,
Yeah.
especially I would say non-family advice, just so it's somebody that might not even care to even love you, but they still thought that they might
Random.
Yeah. What might some advice have been that you received over the years?
Let's see. I've heard. There's these things that I call Javierisms because he was my consultant. His name's Javier.
Okay.
And he's got some Javierisms.
I like isms.
that.
I like isms. Yeah.
The best marketing is a promise kept.
Yes, I
I
agree.
like that.
That's quality.
Okay.
Yep.
The best marketing is a promise kept. The smartest man in the room is the man who knows what he does not know.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
That's hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
really
right.
hard.
That's right.
Oh man.
One more. Come
I've
on,
got like
man.
8 of them.
You got one more at least.
This one I got from my commercial broker.
Okay.
He's the one that helps me find buildings when I want a building. He said, "Save your money.
Save your money.
Save your money.
That's it.
Save your money." That was it. That was his thing. It's like save your money.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from my grandfather, okay, I was 13 years old. I was in Guanajuato. Have you guys been there?
No.
Oh, you guys got to go. Where they have the mummies and all this stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a small city. It's really cool.
Yeah.
We were sitting in a plaza at a restaurant, and there was probably 14 or 15 of us. And my grandfather's like, I'm sitting right here, right, with my grandfather. My grandfather turns to me and says, "You see this?" He's like, "You having fun?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having fun. It's a nice day, plaza, trees, the cathedral's right there." He says, "I paid for everybody to be here, and we're all having a good time." He's and back home, the registers are ringing. And I was like, that was so impactful. I was like, I want to be somewhere.
Yeah.
And I want the registers ringing.
Mailbox money.
And I want to be able,
Mailbox money. And I want to be taking my family with
when
me.
your money's making money.
When your
When
money's
your
making
money's
money.
making money.
Exactly.
Or when you're making money and you don't have to
That's
be
the
there.
goal, right?
That's the goal.
When you're making
That's
money.
that scale.
And you don't
That was like the
Yeah.
most impactful statement and moment in my life.
Yeah.
I could see it
You
clearly.
can see
like,
it. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like-
Watch me enjoying
He's
ourselves.
like, we're here,
Yep.
and I paid for it,
Yeah.
and back home the registers are ringing.
Still going.
I was like,
I just felt like
Blew my mind.
I just felt like I was one of your cousins right there. Like, damn.
yeah, it was wild.
No,
It
seriously.
was wild. And so that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Like, around those kinds
Yeah.
of conversations. All of our dinner conversations, all of the family conversations, they always end up in business.
Yeah.
They're always talking
Well, so
shop.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and if you get that that drip every time, and so like for you to describe that plaza sit down
Yeah.
right now, and I bet you can still feel the wind blowing the same way.
I can
on
see
your
it.
nose. You can see it.
Yeah.
Like those are those images that adjust that mentality.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting there, call it even if it's 10 years later, and you're in your graduate business class now at age 23. You can still think about that time. Okay, how do I get this business to scale in a way where I can be with my family on vacation? Where, to your point, some of us was very smart, but not smart enough that they don't even know they don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not even thinking about that.
They're not even thinking
They
about
still want to be just the individual.
They're grinding.
They're grinding.
That's okay.
And that's okay,
No,
but
they
you
don't
can only get so
know.
But
far.
They don't know.
Yeah.
You have to be there.
Exactly. You have to
If
be
you're
there.
not there, it falls apart.
It falls apart.
And you can't have that.
And you have the other thing that happens, I think, is you have to be willing to take those chances. So you had asked him about fear, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you guys always hear me say, like, I'm not scared. And I was telling Jamar today, I guess I am. I do get scared of shit, right?
Of course.
But I don't let the fear stop me.
Okay,
I guess
good.
is a better way to say it,
Yeah.
right? Like I get scared of things all the time, but fuck it, 1, 2, 3. If you jump, you're in, right?
Yeah,
It's
you're
too
in,
late.
you're
You
in.
can't change your mind now.
Yeah.
You're for it.
Yeah.
So when you've grown up, and I say this a lot, when you haven't seen things, like Leon grew up in a home where his mother was very financially savvy. He had a lot of uncles that were already in engineering. So you grew up in a home where you already seen a lot of business-minded people. I grew up in a home where my parents owned a business. My dad was very much into TV, and of course, lo and behold, I end up going into those things, right?
Yeah.
So when you have people that grow up in homes that didn't have that family lineage and they didn't have that example, it can be hard for that person. Not you, because Shalimar's just a fearless person, but it can be hard for that person to take that jump because that person has already attained something in their small business that they never thought they could have. And the idea of losing it
it blows their mind.
So scary.
Yeah.
Because this is the most stability I've ever had,
It's perspective, though. That's the most stability they've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
That they've ever seen.
That they've ever seen.
And you know what's crazy?
So to them, it's like, I can't even imagine anything more than this.
I've never thought I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't go.
Well, then you know
what it is you thought if you lose it, you'll get it back.
You get it back.
Like you're not really going to
no,
lose
honestly, that's
it.
the truth.
Yeah, that's how I think.
Yeah, it's not
going
the
to
end
be
of
the
the
end all.
world.
It's not going to be the end
I could do
all.
it again.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't want to.
That's why I don't want to.
But I could.
But I could.
That's what John D. Rockefeller said when they broke him up. Antitrust. He said, "Give my people back. I'll do it again."
Yeah.
But not everybody thinks like that. So
No, because
how
there's a
does
lot
that
of fear
person,
in that. There's a lot of
So
fear
what
in
do
that.
we say to that person who is in that space right now where they have this very successful business and it's doing what it's doing on the platform that it has, but it has the potential to be more, and they just
Maybe that's not necessarily a
scared.
question.
Be
for
a
me.
well.
No,
Maybe that's a question for
I think so, but I think it's the best way to combat not knowing what you don't know, which is definitely like it's good if you know what you don't know.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah.
That's how
But
you
the-
grow.
but-
We were having this conversation, right, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's the studio kitchen.
That's
we'll
right,
call
that's
it,
right.
And you guys were explaining stuff. I don't understand.
Exactly.
I don't understand. Please explain
Please
more.
explain.
So I
More.
get it.
That's until I get it.
Yeah.
And I'll keep on bringing in subject matter expertise until I
Yeah.
do get it.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine when you don't know and that you don't know it and you still act as you don't. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But the best
Yeah.
way to combat that is you join in the communities like, well, so you start bouncing off ideas of people and you build up that education and you're like, holy shit, I didn't even know this whole
I
Web3
didn't
space.
even think to do
I
that.
didn't even
I
think
guess
of
Yeah,
it.
and I didn't even think to do that.
Hang out
I didn't
with
even
people
think I
who
could do
absolutely
that.
know.
Yeah.
That's,
So that
they-
rubs off.
That
on you.
rubs up. And then they just know something. You get,
And that's what the well community is.
That's what it
Yes.
is. You get that experience. So now all of a sudden, I was at the same art gallery.
Right,
Where, we were having our event. It was a networking meeting for a couple of what we thought were going to be this business.
Right.
But everybody else is saying, look, we're all here for the same. We're here to build wealth as a community.
Sure.
Understand what we know, understand what we don't know, try to get better at that, and then tap into this experience of all these other people that have a lot of other experiences.
Yeah.
Tap in to say, okay, what else do I not know yet? I didn't even know. I either
Yeah.
need to get better at that or I
Right.
need to go hire somebody that can do it.
Or it's
Sure.
an
Like,
opportunity that's
yeah.
coming that I didn't even think about.
I didn't even
You
think
can't
about
be.
it.
You can't be the
Everybody.
know all of everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I
And that's
I know there's
okay.
a lot of stuff I don't know.
A lot of
And
stuff.
I'm like, you know what?
It's
Take
okay.
care of it. Like,
And it's
I'll just
okay.
find
Yeah,
somebody
I'm
who
okay
does
with paying
know.
$5,000 for a lawyer to write a document, so I don't have
That's
to go to
right.
law school
Exactly.
myself. It's okay. Like,
Right. Manny, like not to keep you too much longer.
You keep me as long as you want. I'm good.
I know what
I
Turn
can
up,
roll.
turn
Just give me
up.
another shot.
Yeah, and this is not the ending. Joy doesn't want to have that ending question,
one question.
but I just want to know what is something that you would want to tell others to inspire them to take that risk or to take that opportunity or to seek a mentor or something like that along to how do you get started? Like what is something you would like to tell the community or just put out there? And it's okay. No, like I want the first thing that comes to mind because anything else is probably bullshit. But
Yeah. No, the first thing that honestly comes to mind is write down what the worst thing that could possibly happen
yeah,
out of you jumping into something.
exactly.
The worst,
The
the
worst
absolute worst thing. And then figure out if you can deal with it.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then if you can deal with the worst possible scenario in your brain, it's never going to be the worst possible scenario.
right.
It's going to be something different.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you could deal with that worst possible scenario, then jump in.
Manny,
Go
I
do it.
tell my kids that for life. Every decision you make, because you're going to make bad decisions.
Yeah,
But
you are.
Think about that worst consequence. If that is something that you are really not willing to deal with,
Yeah.
then that is a no for you.
Yeah.
But there are times when you'll risk it for the biscuit.
Speeding.
You'll be like, you know what?
Hey,
Speeding.
people all the time, like, have you sped
When we
before?
would sneak
Yeah.
out the house at a club, we knew we could get caught, but it was like, you know what?
Driving around at 14.
Right.
What are you doing?
Like,
What
you
are
know,
you
it was
doing? What
worth
are you
it or not.
doing?
But we thought about it, and we were like, we're going to take those.
Go to
cuts as
TJ.
they could. Let's go to TJ.
You don't know what's
And my
gonna happen
dad went to
TJ?
the border and looked for me one night.
And that was back with no cell phones or pagers.
Dude, my parents had to pick me up one day at 5 a.m. Remember Octavio?
Oh, yeah.
He was like 2 years older than us. I was with Octavio. So we get to the border, and he's like, that guy's 15 years old. and you're not his dad. So they took us to secondary. My parents had to come pick me up. We were at Zool's. Frogs.
Frogs.
Hey, those
So, yeah, we take risks.
Yeah.
Yes, you do take risks.
But
it
risks
should be
are
calculated and be smart.
The older you get, the
The less
maybe you think about it more.
Yeah.
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 You're young, you don't even know
you
what can
understand.
happen.
It's all a cost benefit, right? At the end of the day, that's what risk is. Yeah. So you're looking there, you're saying, look, is that? But if you don't know any better, you think, oh, I might just get in a little bit of trouble. No, you actually killed yourself. So when you get older, you start saying, okay, yeah, I get it. I didn't understand that cost.
Kidnapped in traffic.
But, yeah, that's right. But no, I mean,
But then you got to let them do it themselves, right?
Sometimes
you guys have kids.
It's experience. That's experience.
My kid right now is at a volleyball game.
So
he's a junior.
Does he drive? Does he drive?
No, but he Ubers. He Ubers with the
That's
best of them.
different. That's a little bit different, but okay.
But I can't track him.
You're sick, Joy. Don't track him.
I don't.
Leave that boy alone.
Actually, because I know how.
You know how we were?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
As long as
actually
you
a really
remember how
good
we were.
so I really try to make sure I don't do those types of
You
things.
know how we
with
were?
him.
Hey,
He's not as bad as me.
Did
I
your
can
mom think you were an
guarantee-
angel?
Hell no.
My mom
Oh,
didn't
she
either.
know. Okay.
No,
It might
she
be
knew
his
me. Plus, I used to tell her.
I did too.
Yeah, they know. They know
My mom
everything.
knew too.
They know everything.
Yeah, and they didn't care.
So you know what she used to tell me? I just need to know that you got home.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would like walk up the stairs and I drag my shoulder against the wall. And I open the door. She's like, I already heard you. And I close the door and I go to my room.
That's it.
That was
That's
it.
it.
I didn't even have to tell her. She knew because I was like, bah, 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 bah,
Yeah,
all the way
but
through.
she also wasn't sleeping at all. So
Until I told her that. So I made all that noise. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no, my mom knew. I was never going to be as bad as my brothers. So for me, it was never going to be a real thing. Like,
relative. You don't have to be good. You just be better than the.
Yeah, I just had to not be the worst kid and shit, and it was good though. But
So what you got for Manny, Joy?
okay,
So,
Manny.
go ahead.
No, what were you gonna
Is
say?
we're gonna
first?
close out. So can I become a part of your
Hell
Whayle
yeah.
group?
Yeah, for sure.
You are.
I already am.
You are.
Hey,
you
I'm gonna
are.
send you
That's it.
merch. I'm
Manny's
sending
like,
out
can I
merch
be
box.
down?
Yeah,
I want to be down.
Well,
no,
no. So
this is legit. I like having
really,
these conversations.
really.
No.
And the thing about it is, what's crazy is that it's a Whayle themselves will find benefit just as well as aspiring Whayle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because,
I believe that.
Yeah,
you have something to learn from everybody.
From everybody.
And
So
you never know who you're
that
talking
might be your
to.
customer.
You never know.
Exactly.
It might be a customer.
Exactly.
It might be somebody. It might be a franchiser. For
It might
you.
be
You
an
never know who you're
influencer. It
talking
might
to.
be your
Like,
advertiser.
hey, you know what? You already have the blueprint. Let me just give you
Exactly.
10 and go ahead and open.
How long have you guys been doing this?
Shit, very short. This is our third one.
This is our third podcast.
Yeah, podcast. But
We've
how
been
long you
pla-
guys been
we-
doing this
we've
whole
been
Whayle
planning
thing?
this
This whole.
for-
Well, yeah,
About
we've
a
been
year
planning-
now.
Yeah, for a year.
Yeah.
I left in
Went quick.
February. You left in June. You're getting ready to. Well, we're not gonna talk about that. You're still.
Transition one day.
One day.
But it was all less than a year.
Yeah.
Now I would say the concept, the networking, the striving towards what we say building wealth in your community, all of that concept has been, I would probably say, years in the making. But to distill it into like a product, like, hey, we can get together, talk to folks like yourselves, see what these commonalities are, get other people that are interested in those same things, and bring us all together.
And more to my thing in life is to help each other, right? Like
Yeah.
we're creating this
We bring
opportunity
each other
for
out
other
together.
people like
right.
ourselves who maybe didn't come from everything. But for last minute, Manny.
Yes.
Best Mary in memory.
Holy crap.
1 minute, you gotta go. What comes to mind? Come on.
What bullshit is that?
Hey, were you in Miss Keller's class when Isaac led the
No.
group to
It wasn't
okay,
there.
okay,
I wasn't there.
okay.
Getting kicked out of French class freshman year because Juan Carlos cut the nose
Bañuelos?
off. Yeah, Bañuelos. No, sophomore year. It would be sophomore year because he cut the nose off the pig in Miss Ayudi's class.
Oh, the biology.
Yeah, and he put it on the porcelain pig on the French teacher's and we got kicked out, and we ended up with Dr. Lasardi in Spanish 3.
That's what I said.
They made a class for us.
Well, that's a pretty good one.
It's literally no, you don't understand.
That's worth it.
All
worth
the
it.
bad
That's worth it.
Spanish-speaking
No,
kids
that's
in
worth
Dr. Lasardi's class, and we would be in Spanish
I
next
was in
door,
that class.
and he would be
No,
cursing
no,
them
I mean,
out. Though.
Regardless of that,
Yeah.
putting the real pig nose on that porcelain nose.
Yeah. It was like a little like a piggy bank.
That's insane. That's a good one.
And what is
So-
Juan Carlos doing now? Probably
I have no
rocket
idea.
scientist or something.
You know, I
like
worked with
Mark-
his sister.
Juan Carlos was
He has an
super
older sister.
smart.
She didn't go to Marion.
Okay.
But I worked with his sister. She was in marketing.
that. Okay.
Juan Carlos was super smart.
Yeah, he was.
He was a
Oh,
math
yeah.
genius.
Yeah, I know.
Smart guy.
Like
Good basketball
Adrian
player.
doing heart surgery on
Oh
kids
my
now.
God. we got Adrian.
Hey,
he was
hey,
naked on the
I'm
grass.
gonna have to get us back under control. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, no, you're
the
right.
Marion
Right.
reunion.
Right.
This is like starting to go back down to San Isidro.
Yeah,
So,
no, this is bad.
Manny, we're gonna have to thank you for your time.
Yeah, I
and,
appreciate it. Thank you. This was
allowing
good.
us to, come and see what the.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys even interviewing me and just asking
No,
me
this
about
is
stuff.
awesome,
That's-
man.
That's fantastic. I
We'll be
appreciate it.
back.
Hey,
This is not
no,
our.
this
This
is
is our
good.
first Manny
Okay,
podcast,
sorry.
not our last.
Yeah,
we
we
gotta
got
bring
to
in
jump
more.
on that
We got-
Manny
There you
cast.
go.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring in
keep
more of the
growing,
Marion.
exactly.
That's right.
We
That's
gotta
it.
bring Franco in.
We
We
got to
got
bring
to do
Franco in. That's
Franco.
right.
We got to do
Yeah.
Jose. We maybe
Jose.
get Adrian.
Yeah,
in here.
Mike,
Omar.
Mike,
Mike.
Omar. Yeah, yeah.
Justin.
Jose and Omar are neighbors.
Jose and Omar.
Basically,
Oh, is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go again with the damn
Oh,
reunion.
sorry,
there we go.
So
Hey,
again,
God, we gotta
We're
get
out
out
of here.
We're
Thank you
gonna
very
spend
much.
that one.
Appreciate it.
And we out.
Thank you.
Well mentality.
Thank you.
God damn.